Hi friends, welcome to Nirja Education. This is class 10, lesson number 2, Science, Acid, Bases and Salts. In this video, we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of bases. Before seeing this video, go through my previous videos, then only you will get the continuity. At the same time, please subscribe our channel, Nirja Education. At the same time, don't forget to press the bell icon also. Let us move to the topic, chemical properties of base. As we all discussed in the previous videos also, acid also having lot of chemical properties. Same like that, bases also having lots of chemical properties. First chemical property is reaction of base with metal. Reaction of base with metal. All the headings are similar, whatever we discuss in acid, same we are going to discuss in base also. Here, as we all know that what is alkali? Yes, alkalis are nothing but it is a base which dissolve in water completely. Those bases are called alkalis. But all the bases are not alkalis. But all the alkalis are base. Yes. Now here all the metals will not react with base. Why? Because it is already alkali. The metals will not react. All the metals will not react with base. Certain metals only react with base. Certain metals only react with base. So what kind of metal those? Means that metals are called amphoteric metals. Already we discussed amphoteric oxides. Zinc oxide, aluminum oxide, these two are the great example of amphoteric oxide. Same like that, certain metals are react with either base as well as acid. Those metals are called amphoteric metals. That metals only react with base. Example, amphoteric metal, as usual, zinc as well as aluminum. These two are also called amphoteric metals. Why I am telling it is amphoteric metals? Because it is react with both base as well as, yes, base as well as acid. Here, in your textbook, it is given only one example, but we are going to discuss two examples here. The first one is, we are taking the base, that is as usual, the general formula, base react with metal, it produce salt and hydrogen gas. This is the general procedure. When the base react with metal, it produce salt and hydrogen gas. This is the rule applicable similar to acid. But all the metals will not react with base. Certain metals only react. Those metals are called amphoteric. Example, zinc as well as aluminum. Yes. Here I am taking base, sodium hydroxide. Why I am taking sodium hydroxide? We have to select alkalis. So NaOH, KOH are alkalis, right? So NaOH react with metal zinc. NaOH react with zinc, it produce salt. Na2ZnO2 plus H2 gas. This is the formula. This is the reaction. When sodium hydroxide react with the zinc, it produce Na2ZnO2. What is Na2ZnO2? This is the salt. What is the name of this salt? Means sodium zinc oxide, or we can also say sodium zincate. Sodium zincate. So when sodium hydroxide react with the zinc, it produce the salt of zinc, that is called sodium zincate, or also called sodium zinc oxide. Along with that, hydrogen gas also produce. This is the first reaction. I hope you have understood the first example of the base react with metal. Next we are going to discuss the next example, that is the potassium hydroxide I am taking, along with that aluminum. Why I am taking aluminum here? Because the aluminum is a example of amphoteric metals. As we know that only amphoteric metals only react with base, right? So potassium hydroxide react with aluminum. Here water also involving in this reaction, right? There are the three reactants here, potassium hydroxide, aluminum and water. It produce potassium, aluminum. This we can tell it is a potassium aluminate. What is the name of the salt? It is called potassium aluminate. Along with that, hydrogen gas also produced. Here we have to balance the equation. Clear? Yes. Here in this previous example we discussed, that is called sodium zincate or sodium zinc oxide and potassium aluminate. These two are examples of complex salt. Why we are telling it is a complex salt? Because it is the combination of most substances. Here you see potassium is there, aluminum and salt category. Same like that, zinc, oxygen and sodium. So this is the complex material it is present, so that these two substances are called complex salt. Next we are going to discuss the next chemical property of base. Next chemical property is the reaction of base with metal carbonate, Mc for metal carbonate, and MHE metal bicarbonate, or also called metal hydrogen carbonate. Here as usual same like acid, but here what happened, no reaction will occur. Base will not react with metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate. So the second reaction, no reaction will occur, because bases do not react with metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate. So next we are proceed the third chemical property, the reaction of base with acid. As usual we know that this is the reaction of base, this is a similar to acid also. When the base react with acid, it produce salt and water. What is the name of the reaction is called? Yes, it is called neutralization. So that we are going to discuss now. Here the neutralization, what is neutralization? Once again I repeat, neutralization is nothing but when the base react with acid, or otherwise when the acid react with base, it produce salt and water. That process is called neutralization. Here we are going to discuss the examples. This is hydrochloric acid, also strong acid. When both strong nature is react each other, it produce neutral salt. Sodium chloride is a neutral salt. We can also talk called common salt or sodium chloride or table salt, which we are using for the food. Here we will discuss elaborately in the next session what is neutralization, different kinds of salts and everything. The next example, KOH. KOH react with HCl, it produce KCl plus water. Potassium hydroxide, KOH, react with hydrochloric acid, it produce KCl plus H2O. Same like that I am taking one more example, CaOH twice. This is called calcium hydroxide. We can also tell it is a lime. Right? Calcium hydroxide react with HCl, it produce calcium chloride, CaCl2 plus water. These all are the examples of neutralization when the base react with acid. It produce salts as well as water. Next we are going to discuss about the base react with non-metallic oxide. Here the base react with non-metallic acid, it produce salt as well as water. This reaction similar to neutralization. When the base react with acid or another base, it produce salt as well as water. So that reaction is called neutralization, as we all know that. Same like that, when the base react with non-metallic oxide, you have to remember that previous one when we discuss in the chemical properties, when the acid react with a metallic oxide, it produce salt as well as water, right? So the metallic oxides are basic in nature. Same like that, when the base react with non-metal, here already base is there, so the non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So what is the nature of non-metallic oxides? Like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrous dioxide, NO2, CO2, SO2, CO3, SO3, these all are non-metallic oxides. So these non-metallic oxides are, yes, it is acidic in nature. So when the base react with the acidic character of the non-metallic acid, it produce salt as well as water. So here we are going to solve some examples. So here I am taking sodium hydroxide, that is a NaOH, react with carbon, that is a carbonate, it produce Na2CO3, sodium carbonate plus water. So what is the name of the substance? This is called sodium carbonate. Clear? Na2CO3. Same like that, if we take sodium hydroxide, react with sulfide, it produce Na2SO4, that is called sodium sulfate. This is sulfite, right? So NaOH react with the SO3, it produce Na2SO4. Clear? Along with that it produce water. Clear? One more example I will give. CaOH twice, that is a calcium hydroxide, react with the CO2, it produce CaCO3 plus H2, this calcium carbonate. Whitewashing के लिए use करते हैं, right? So when the calcium hydroxide react with the carbon dioxide, it produce calcium carbonate and water. Here we solved 3 examples. When the base react with non-metallic oxide, it produce salt as well as water. Why? Because the non-metallic oxide is a acidic character. First example we saw NaOH react with the CO3, it produce Na2CO3, that is called sodium carbonate. Same like that, NaOH react with the sulfite SO3, it produce sodium sulfate. Then third example, when the calcium hydroxide react with carbon dioxide, it produce calcium carbonate as well as water. I hope you have understood all the chemical properties of bases. Now I am going to write all the chemical reactions of bases for general analyzing. Now this is the general one. You just, what are the things we discuss in the chemical properties? For the quick recap I wrote here. So the chemical properties, the first reaction, the base react with metal, it produce salt as well as hydrogen gas. All the metal does not react, all the metals do not react with the base, certain metals only react, those metals are called amphoteric metals. Yes, the next one is base react with metal carbonate and base react with metal bicarbonate. Here the no reaction is occur. So second and third reaction, no reaction. The third one is base react with acid, it produce salt as well as water. This reaction is also called neutralization. See, fifth one is base react with non-metallic oxide, it produce salt and water. Here the non-metallic oxides are act as a acidic character. I hope you have understood all the chemical properties of bases. Strength of an acid and base depends upon the number of concentration of H plus ion and OH minus ion, that is a hydroxyl ion, produced respectively. With the help of universal indicators, we can find the strength of an acid and base. Actually, how we can identify it is a strong base or weak base or strong acid or weak acid means with the help of indicators we will use. In the previous session also we discussed about different type of indicators like natural indicator, synthetic indicators and olfactory indicators and everything. In those indicators are helps to identify either acid or base. Right, am I right? So we only due to changing of colors we come to know it is a acid or base. Here this universal indicator, here we are going to discuss that indicators are, what is the main use of this indicators means it is the combination of many indicative substances. Here we can identify exact value of pH. Acidic form, it is less than 7, it is called acidic. More than 7 is called basic. That 7 and 7.2 or 7.5 it is called neutral. So in the acidic 0 to 7 that is called acidic, we are telling. We have different characters. It is a strong or weak. We can identify by the help of universal indicator. So that way we can identify the strength of base as well as acid. Clear? So we can find the strength of an acid or base as it shows a different colors and different concentration of H plus solution. That we can identify by the help of universal indicator. So universal indicator is nothing but it is the indicator contain combination of many indicative substances or indicators. Using a litmus paper or phenolphthalein or methyl orange etc. only we can identify acidic or basic character of a solution. Indicators does not give an idea of the strength as well as the character of acidic and basic nature. Clear? So here the universal indicator, it shows the different colors. Normally the pH range is 0 to 14. 0 to 14. Here that is at pH value less than 7 is called acidic. Less than 7 is called acidic. More than 7 is called basic. Moderate, that 7 is called neutral. There are the three different values of pH. So as we all know that pH, P for potence. It is a German word. It is derived from the German language. This is the potence. We can tell it is a potential, power or power. H for H plus ion, hydrogen ion concentration, right? So this pH value we can identify the range from 0 to 14. What is made up of this universal indicator? Universal indicator, it is made up of many indicative substances such as water, propanol, phenolphthalein, sodium salt, sodium hydroxide, methyl orange, methyl red, bromothiamyl blue, monosodium salt, etc. etc. These all the things are combined to make a universal indicators. Here this pH value we can identify by the help of pH paper as well as pH scale. The pH paper, it is a kind of paper which helps to identify the acidic and basic character at the same time, weak and strong or weak base and strong base also we can identify. Next one is pH scale. pH scale is a scale for measuring H plus ion concentration in a particular solution. These two way also, apart from the universal indicator, we can use these two also to identify the pH. Here I have listed certain substances and its pH values. Here hydrochloric acid pH value is 1, then sulfuric acid H2SO4 that is 1.2, gastric juice which present in our stomach that contain 2.2, then rainwater, it is the acidic rain. Acid rain means it is 6 to 6.2, lemon 2.3, milk 6.5, vinegar 2.8, soft drink which we are drinking, that is that thumbs up, Fanta, that is everything, it is contained 3. Then apple, because it is contain malic acid, so that is a pH value is 3.1. Pure water, which water we are drinking, that is at 7, so that it is a neutral. Grape 3.1, sea water 8.1 pH value, then sodium hydroxide 13 pH value, then ammonium hydroxide that is at 11.1 pH value. These are the different types of substances having the pH range. This way we can, with the help of this pH paper or pH solution or universal indicator, we can identify the exact value of the pH in a particular substances. I hope you have understood the strength of an acid as well as base and the chemical properties of bases. Thank you. Have a nice day.